Hey everybody, it's your pal Trandell. Welcome back. We are still playing Once Human. I am having a blast with this game. So, I thought I'd start making a couple little beginners tips and tricks videos, kind of like how I've done for my Remnant videos. One of the big questions that I keep seeing posted all over Discord is how exactly do the deviant little creatures that you can find and capture during your time playing the game, how does that work? What do they do? How can you secure them? Especially for this little bugger over here. This guy's a little bit of a pain. So I thought I'd do a quick little video on how all this stuff works. So basically how it works is, like I said, as you play through the game, you are going to encounter and be able to capture these little deviant creatures. There's different ones. So far I have seen two. The butterfly right here you will get as you complete the tutorial. And the Biogel, this little floating yellow booger right here. You will get him or them or they or it, I don't know, after you defeat the first boss. So how these work is when you get these little creatures, we'll talk about the butterfly first since everybody gets it. You get it when you complete the tutorial. Now, once you build your first base and you start leveling up, going through the skill tree, which you will find right here, the mimetics, you will have an option to learn pretty early on how to create the securement facility. Now, the securement facilities right here, basically once you've learned it through the skill tree, you basically just go into your base building and you will find it under facilities, functional, and right here under special. Doesn't take too much to create them. They're not super expensive. You will be able to start building these pretty soon once you're established. Once you have it built, put it in your base, and from here, this is where the fun starts. Now, you will have an option when you click on it to go ahead and put in one of your deviants. Now, I don't want to actually you know what? For you guys, yeah, we'll check it out. So let me get rid of that real fast. Let me get out of base building. What I can do is I'll just spend my stuff real fast. Actually, I don't think I need those. These guys I definitely need. Okay, so let's use all my stuff, and now I'll show you how it works. So we'll take it out. All right, so empty secure unit, right? Basically, you're going to click F. It's going to ask you, hey, which one of your deviants do you want to put in there? Again, starting off your first time, the only one you're going to have available is the butterfly returns. Deposit it. And as you can see, so here's a little tip for future reference. Whenever you take one of your deviants out, it resets the securement level and whatever power they might have had. So definitely don't do that. Once you got them in there and they're happy, leave them alone, if at all possible. So yeah, when you first put your deviant in there, the securement and the deviant powers are going to be pretty low. Now, the next step is to find out what makes them happy and unhappy, because that's going to be super important. When we go ahead and click F now it's going to bring us into the securement menu. Now, from here, there's a couple things that are super important. This one's the biggest one. Basically, kind of what it says right here, when your deviant's happy, securement goes up. Fantastic. Everything's Gucci. When your deviant is unhappy, the securement goes down. And then what can happen, apparently, is that if it gets too low, your deviant could escape. Now, They might have changed that because I'm not showing it in here, but I'm pretty sure in the journey progress menu, when it talks about it there, it did mention. Maybe they changed it. I don't know. Actually, let's double check real fast just to make sure, because they have been changing a couple things. Here we go. That would actually be awesome if they did, because I was like really freaking out about that. Okay, they might have actually changed that, because I know, I mean, just yesterday, it did mention that if your securement got too low, your deviant could actually escape, and you would have to hunt it down somewhere on your base. Thankfully, I'm not seeing that text anywhere anymore, so hopefully they changed that. But the securement is still super important, because the higher this number is, the happier your deviant is, which synergizes with the amount of deviant power that it will generate. Now, this is super important. The higher the securement, the happier your deviant is, the more efficient the deviant power output is going to be. As you can see right now, I'm barely at production. For the butterfly, you have to be above 41% to even start producing deviant power. Now, as that goes up, 60, 80, 90, the time frame needed to produce deviant power goes down. Basically, the cooldown. As of right now, it's going to take 10 minutes to start producing one deviant power. But as it becomes more secure, that will go down. At 60%, it'll only take 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So the cooldown goes down. 80, the cooldown goes again to 3 minutes and 36 seconds. So you want to make sure your deviant is really nice and cozy and chill in its little securement unit. That way it can start producing deviant power. Now, how do we make them happy? It's trial and error, but your boy Trandell is here to help you out. So with the butterfly, the two main things that I have unlocked that seem to matter the most, actually it doesn't have any dislikes in here, so it's pretty chill. So yeah, big things are, I think, warmth, or at least the ones that I've been able to affect that seem to work. So it likes the color green. So if you notice, I have a green light right above his little cage. So he's chill, he's digging that. The other thing that seems to help too is, if you can tell, I got two little lampposts right next to him. I don't know if it's a warmth thing. I don't know if these put out some type of warmth, or if it's just extra light. I'm guessing it's warmth. Because I noticed without the two little lampposts, he wasn't quite as copacetic. He wasn't quite as happy. I added one that seemed to help a little bit more. I added the second one, and his happiness, his securement score started to really boost up. So the color green, and I am guessing maybe warmth, are the two factors that I am using. Now, if you notice, anything with an unhappy face is obviously not, the butterfly's cup of tea. So if you notice this unhappy face, that's when you need to be, that's what you got to watch out for. And when there's something in the environment that is actually making your deviant unhappy, it will show up here. So, let's say I were to throw a red light above him, there would be a little red, unhappy face right up here. Or let's say, he was, super chilly or lower temperature. There would be a little red unhappy face up here. And that's how you would be able to tell. Now, why does any of this matter? Why do we care? Because unlocking and generating Deviant Power allows you to learn exclusive formulas that you can't find anywhere else. And some of these things are pretty spiffy. So, the two that you will get with your butterfly returns, Cocoon. It's a consumable, basically creates a little shield that can block damage when critically injured. Super helpful during battles. And the other one that's really awesome is Wings, another consumable. Take a leap from on high, you'll get a brief glide on the way down. Basically, think like you're entering the field in Fortnite. Same exact thing. You get a little bit glider. Super helpful when you're really up high on top of the mountain and you don't want to run all the way back down. Pop your consumable, bam. And it lasts a good little while. I'll show you folks real fast. Because at first I was kind of unsure how long it lasted. But then I actually figured out a way to see that. And you can actually see it right down here when you mouse over your sanity. Yeah, that's a long buff. 100% worth it. You get 2 hours of gliding. So yes, definitely, this is the reason why this is so important, because you can get some really cool stuff. Now, how do we get these things? You have to unlock them, and I'll show you how that looks on the Biogel right here. So this is kind of what it's going to look like right from the start. Now, I have unlocked some things already with him. I've already unlocked some of his parameters, and I believe those cost like 10 Deviant Power each, I believe. Yep. So yeah, this stuff isn't so important. And honestly, you don't even need to know these. Now, here's another little tip and a reason why I wanted to create this video. A lot of people are still having issues trying to figure out what makes the Biogel happy. Color blue, and a big thing, huge thing that it took me forever to figure out, it really, really dislikes crops. So if you got crops growing in your base, you basically got to keep them as far away as possible. And like, this is how far I'm talking about. So my Biogel is on the first floor of my base. My crops are on the third floor. And if you notice, there are no crops on this side of the base, because any of the crops on this side of the base were somehow within range to piss off my Biogel. It was not happy about having crops anywhere near it. So I actually had to move all my crops over to this side of the base and pretty much keep this section cleared, so he would stop being such a freaking diva and start, generating some Deviant Power. So these are the variables that you have to figure out, to make your Deviant, happy, so you can start learning these things. But once you start generating that power, that's when you'll be able to start unlocking this stuff. And for these guys right here, this is what's really important. It's going to take a while. And that's why, getting that, secured level as high as possible matters. Because with this guy, yeah, it's going to be a little bit. If you notice, his output, even at 100%, is longer than our butterfly. For the Biogel, the cooldown is 4 minutes and 30 seconds, whereas our butterfly is at 3 minutes. So it's a minute and a half longer. So that's why you really want to make sure you can, keep your deviants as, happy as possible. I am hoping that longer time frame means hopefully the formulas that we're going to be learning from the biogel are going to be even better. Fingers crossed, I'll let you know. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit for me to get, 50 power, 1 power every 4 minutes. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. So, as soon as I figure out, I'll update the video, let you guys all know. I'll update the details to give you an idea of what the formulas are like. But yeah, that's why this matters. Because that's how we learn these exclusive formulas. Now, the other thing that matters is, if you notice, the materials required seem a little bit different. And they're also these. So, the materials required will also be exclusive to what your Deviant will be able to give you. And it even shows right here how to get Deviant Securement. I am guessing that's going to be the norm. And the exclusive formulas that you will learn from said Deviant will also give you the materials for them. This one also came with a really cool tool too. So yeah, so the big things you want to do first is figure out the parameters. Thankfully, the parameters are relatively cheap. Hopefully, you're able to kind of figure out just by guessing, or, as more videos, more information like what I'm doing here comes into play, you will be able to not guess and not have to waste your Deviant power on stuff like this and be able to save it, for your formulas and stuff. But anyways, so big ones for the butterfly. The color green. Color green makes them whatever, makes it happy. Red and blue makes it unhappy. Sounds. I haven't really seen anything in the environment that will affect it, but there is like a radio you can get through the skill tree. I'm guessing you could turn on the radio and play different types of music to make it happy or unhappy. Again, temperature, I'm only guessing. I haven't seen temperature as a mechanic at least blatantly used just yet in the game. We don't get cold, we don't get frozen or anything like that. There's nothing showing up on our survival stats that seems to indicate temperature, but apparently somewhere there is in the game. And I'm guessing maybe the oil lamps do put off some type of temperature, because it definitely seems to make the butterfly happy. Parameters for this section right here: flowers. Thankfully, there's nothing that makes it unhappy, but I'm guessing if you can get like a potted plant, or maybe, if there's flowers around your base, you can put it outside, and that would be one way to do it. So those are the big ones for our butterfly. Those are the parameters. Again, easy thing to do. Put some lamps around it. Put a green light on it. Bam, your butterfly is good to go. For the biogel, again, I haven't seen... I guess we could check. You know what? For you guys, yeah, we'll do it. I can always figure it out later. Now that I've got it happy, it's going to start, making stuff. Okay, so now we have all the parameters for the biogel. It likes to be warm also. So I'm wondering... I don't want to mess with it. I love you folks, but I don't want to mess with it, especially for how bad it is. So we do know some things that make it happy. Now, so let's say you don't have a blue light to shine down on this guy. Maybe, you know, putting some lamps around it like we did. Oh, oh yeah, it does do that every once in a while. Maybe putting some lamps around it. Actually, you know what we could do? All right, we'll test. We'll test it out. We'll test it out. All right. Let's see. Furniture. And we'll put that over there. Put that over there. I mean, he's only on 3, so it's not like, you know, there's a lot going on. Oh, that's right. Hold on. Because I already have one. Because I have 2. There we go. Okay. All right, so we pulled them out. Now, this is what we'll do. We'll get rid of the light. Make sure I actually get rid of the light and not my roof. We'll throw in the biogel. Okay, so right now he's kind of blah. Let's go ahead and let's put some of these lamps around him. Like we did with our butterfly. And let's see what that does. Well, it's not unhappy. Interesting. Let's give it a moment just to see what happens. Because usually, if they're like really pissed off, that securement score starts going down pretty fast and in a hurry. All right, this is like watching paint dry. Let's go check on our crops real fast and we'll come back down. Because this is another thing I've been trying to, you know, deconstruct and figure out. Woohoo! Blueberries are done. Our beets are not looking that great, though. I mean, it's slowly but surely going up. Man, these beets are taking forever. That's why I have so many of these guys, because like the blueberries, they do not take that long at all. And we got some decent yields off of them, so that's good. But yeah, we'll be talking about, let's water this guy. No, he's still got plenty of water. Okay. Yeah, the next video for sure will be about farming because, man, that's a pain. All right. Did anything happen? So, unfortunately, it does not look like the lamps are working out the way I was hoping. But hey, we test things out, we figure it out. Apparently, there's some type of heat source, or heating element mechanic to the game. I just don't know what that is. But again, we tested it out, so at least now we have some general idea. Put that there. Attach our wire to it. And then that should start making them happy pretty soon. But yes, anyways, so like I said, it takes a moment. But yeah, that's the guide on the deviant creatures, how you secure them, how you make them happy. As you can see, our butterfly is already back at 100%. It could take a little bit longer for Mr. Biogel here. There we go. Okay, now he's chill again. Okay, so yes, there you go. There you go. Now we know. So, big things for this guy. We'll go over like we did for the butterfly. Blue makes him happy. Green makes him unhappy. Sounds. There you go. Relaxing and dynamic kind of pisses it off. Mechanical doesn't do nothing. Chilly makes him pissed off. Low temperature doesn't do anything. Warm and hot makes our biogel happy. And crops. Again, keep your crops as far away as possible. If you're having issues with your biogel being pissed off, it's probably because of your crops. I could not figure that out for the life of me because originally I did not have this unlocked, and when I did, I'm like, my crops aren't anywhere near it. But yes, keep your crops as far away as possible. Anyways, folks, that's the video. Hopefully it helps. Like I said, Deviants, the securement and stuff like that, that's a question I keep on seeing all the time in-game and on the Discord. So I wanted to get a video explaining the process out. Hopefully that helps some of you. And if we can get some traction on these videos, I'll go ahead and keep making more. Because, like I said, there's all kinds of systems in this game that aren't very, clear on how they work. Again, like farming, I'm still figuring that one out. And we'll start doing some more content for it. Anyways, as always, everybody, I appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And until next time, this is your pal Trandell signing out.